afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the At the Buzzer podcast featuring me, the man, the myth, and the legend, King Will.
And me, Jess Net
and welcome y'all to our Tuesday episode. We will be doing this once a week. I think we're gonna stick to Tuesday instead of Monday. I think Tuesday is a better day because we get to catch the Monday night games. But on today's episode, we're gonna do some NFL talk. We're gonna talk about Jalen Hurts and what the injury calls might have did to the Eagles. We're also gonna do some NBA Christmas talk. We're gonna do a versus. Yes, we're gonna do an old school versus new school versus show. Then after that, we will do facts or not, and then we got to At the Buzzer rant. So to start off, let's go with NFL talk today. So Jess, how you feel about the Eagles now with Jalen Hurts injury? The report just came out from a reporter that said that Jalen Hurts may not miss the Dallas Cowboys game. But let's just take it for what it is, that if Jalen Hurts misses the next couple of games, how will this affect the Philadelphia Eagles? What do you think?
I'm just hurt by that. I really am, because now I feel like his MVP chances, especially if he don't play and Patty just continue to go crazy, it's a wrap. So, I mean, that's just my opinion, though, because if we really be honest, I promise you, look at their stats. First of all, Patty in his game a couple days ago, sorry, I think today's Monday. Patty a couple of days ago I think he did 80% of his passes or 88%. Yeah. Like he's still, even though I know they were close with the Texans, but it wasn't because of him. Their defense is just low-key sketch.
Yeah, he had 336 yards and 2 touchdowns against Houston. He was 76% in that game.
And then he do have what helps Hurts' case is that he has 11 interceptions. I'm talking about Mahomes. Yeah, he has 11, and then Hurts only has 2, I think.
Or 3? He has 3. I believe he has 4 because I believe he had 2 in the last game.
2 in the last game. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think that helps him, and he's still completing a big percentage, like a great percentage of his passes. And I still think Patty is doing more with less, but especially defensively. And of course, they don't play on both ends. Quarterbacks don't, so it's kind of hard.
I will say, I think it hurts Jalen Hurts more in the MVP, and I'll get to how it's going to hurt his money possibly later. MVP, it was already close because you had to decide, it's what Michael Parsons says. Is it Jalen Hurts or is it the team? Now, I do believe it's partly both. Let me say that.
Yeah, it's probably both.
Nick Sirianni is a very good offensive coordinator. I believe he came from Kansas City. And this offense has definitely worked toward Jalen Hurts' skills more than
that's what happens. Good coaching is a big part of NFL to me.
But, that's why I think it's going to be tough because it was really close between him and Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
Mahomes' stats is actually, if I remember right, is better than his MVP year at the point where it is now. And Mahomes, like I said, is kind of falling into he's so great, like he's Jordan of the quarterback position, that his great stats look like meh to us, and we don't give it MVP term. But where I think this is really going to hurt Jalen Hurts, because Gardner Minshew is not a bad quarterback.
That's what I hear.
Jacksonville Jaguars liked him, but you end up getting Trevor Lawrence, so that's why he ended up in the league. But Gardner Minshew can actually control this offense. And let me tell you something right now. If Gardner Minshew does good for these next 3 or 4 games, Jalen Hurts is about to lose some money. Because it's going to turn into – because if you're a GM and if you see Gardner Minshew pull up the same stats that Jalen Hurts is pulling and they're being just as successful, do you give Jalen Hurts $35 to $40 million when you think you can plug any quarterback in that position and – no matter what, the offense is going to flow. It's kind of similar to what San Francisco's going through, where Shanahan has such a great offense that it don't matter who the quarterback is. It can be Trey Lance, it can be Garoppolo, it can be Brock Purdy. The offense is still going to flow. And I think Nick Sirianni has the same thing at Philadelphia. On top of that, like what you said, Pat Mahomes' team is not like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has weapons. He has Miles Sanders at running back. Yes, A.J. Brown and Heisman. Everybody forget about the Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith. He has a good tight end, and he has a good defense. Kansas City, Mahomes, you got Juju.
Juju, why you hating on him? You're hating on him because he was buns for your Steelers, but Mahomes been making him look great, number one. And that hurt. What's that? Edwards running back? Is his last name Edwards?
With Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah. Yes, I can never say his name. That's why I said Edwards. Yes. He's no slouch, though. I will say he's no slouch. Now, would I say the running game for Philly is better? It is. And also the offensive line for Philly.
Oh, absolutely better. Absolutely better.
Out of this world. So I always feel like if you have a great offensive line for your quarterback, you're going to do great things. That's why Tom Brady is out here getting hurt. And getting hit, and he's upset because his offensive line is and he's really upset.
And I don't know why people didn't think about this. The man lost his center in preseason. And I believe they lost another offensive lineman in preseason. And people don't understand the importance of an offensive line to a quarterback. Tom Brady can't move. He needs protection. When you don't protect Tom Brady, he's not going to be good. That's why I think a lot of teams are now moving to a Jalen Hurts type quarterback, someone that can move at least and is not there about a rock. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I think Philadelphia is fine with the Jalen Hurts injury because right now they clinched the playoffs. Yes, Dallas can still, I think Dallas and Minnesota can still get the home field advantage, which, side note, shout out to Minnesota with the 33-0 comeback. Like, I hate to blame that on Matt Ryan, but like I told Facebook,
do you really though? Do you really have to blame that on Matt Ryan?
Hey, look, we're going to have a discussion about Matt Ryan and Matt Stafford about Hall of Fame because everybody knows me. I don't think neither one of those guys are Hall of Famers. But
listen, Matthew Stafford, he at least has a Super Bowl and didn't choke. And so I'm just saying.
Look,
I'm just saying.
We don't get to this about Anthony Davis. A Super Bowl has changed y'all legacy talk so much about Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is trash. He's a good guy with an arm. You couldn't do nothing with literally the top 5 greatest receiver of all time. And you get to LA with a perfect situation. And did Matthew Stafford win that Super Bowl, or was that the defense, really? And really, Cincinnati should have really.
So we're going to forget about how he was throwing. So we're going to forget about the clutch plays he made at Cooper Cup. We're going to forget about that. We're going to forget about that.
He's supposed to do that. Number one question.
He still did it.
I don't want to hear the excuse. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to. But anyway, that's what I said. That Super Bowl changed his life and changed his legacy, just like Anthony Davis winning that bubble championship changed his legacy and everything. It did.
I'm gonna be honest. Should he? Well, sorry. Let me ask this question. Should he be in the top 75 players ever over Dwight Howard?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. I'm just saying. I know Dwight get on people's nerves and he has his quirky ways and he does a lot of annoyingness and he's weird sometimes to people. But the man really does. I think he should have been in the top 75 over Anthony Davis, in my opinion. So people can get mad all they want to. If we're going by skill. If we're going by skill, I mean, I get it, but
Anthony Davis, he should have went over Dame Lillard. Sorry.
Yeah, but Dame Dollar do got them. He do have a lot of what's it called? He do have his percentage. I know he hasn't won a championship, but his percentage in like fourth quarter, his percentage overall, his percentage, especially in clutch points or whatever they call it, is high. Is up there with some of the GOATs. I'm just saying. I think that's what saved him. I think that's what saved him.
But I don't think he ever got past the second round.
No. They went to the Western Conference Finals against Golden State.
And what?
That was the only time. They did get mollywopped because Steph, at the end of the day, Steph and Clay was out there acting like they never won a championship before. And I respect it. So it was back in 2019, I remember. Because people really thought Portland was going to beat them.
I don't know why.
Because I think KD was out.
Yeah, that's when. Yeah, you are right.
It was that one.
Yeah, that's when KD was dealing with the calf injury.
Yeah, before he messed his Achilles in the finals. Yeah,
Steph went off and defeated them, and then they went to the finals.
It was literally Steph. Yeah.
So, but back to the NFL talk. I think Philadelphia's going to be fine. Honestly, and we're about to get to the next topic with who is our favorites in the NFC and the AFC.
Yeah.
This playoff is going to be wide open. In the NFC, I feel the top teams is Philadelphia, Dallas.
Okay. That's
it. I'm not finna count Minnesota at all.
You don't trust Kirk Cousins.
I do not trust
you don't like his swag. His swag on get him there.
No. They need to stop. They got that man out there with chains on, his shirt off. Get out their mouth. I do not. And the only reason why Cousins is doing good because low key, what everybody is not talking about, Justin Jefferson is having one of the greatest wide receiver seasons ever, and he's on pace to break. I think he's 341 yards away from breaking Calvin Johnson's receiving season record. This is not being talked about enough because what are the Vikings without Justin Jefferson? I feel like he should be in the MVP conversation. Just like I said, Tyreek Hill should have been in it before he had his little fall off. But I was telling people at a time, Tyreek Hill was on pace for 2,000 receiving yards. And I said if Tyreek Hill gets 2,000 receiving yards, he should get MVP. But Justin Jefferson is leading a trash quarterback.
He's not trash. He's decent.
He is trash.
I'm picking him over Baker, and that's just the way it goes.
Give me Baker.
I
can't stand Baker Mayfield.
Bro, I'd rather have Kirk Cousins than Baker.
And
people
you like
and,
that? You
and
like
Baker,
that? Not to say you like that. No.
And Baker threw that and when Baker won the game a couple weeks ago, a week ago. No, I'm not falling for it. I know everyone was in my DMs and texting me. Ooh, you seen Baker?
I got to see what he did yesterday. I know they lost to Green Bay.
He about to be top 5 like he's supposed to be. I'm like, yo, y'all really going for this Baker stuff.
When Baker came out, I think Baker was a first round, just wasn't the first pick.
Because Saquon, I would have chose Saquon over him. I would have chose
no.
Saquon's gonna have a better career than Baker. You are wilding.
Here's the problem with Saquon, and your Giants is facing that now. Pay him?
We won the other day, so it's whatever.
I mean, that's nice, but y'all still don't got no quarterback. You still got Danny Fake Dimes out there. You got no receivers.
I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue Daniel Jones. Go ahead. Enjoy.
Exactly. You have Daniel Jones. When you could have, because if I remember right, it was Baker.
I think they feel like he's going to be like, let me just say, I think they feel like he's going to be like an Eli type. I think they feel like, and they're really trying Eli, but I really feel like they feel like he's going to be like an Eli type, where like he's going to be good, like he could run better than because Eli couldn't run. He's athletic, way more athletic than Eli. Number one. Number two, his arm is sort of like Eli's, is decent.
I think his arm is stronger than Eli's.
See, that's another thing. Okay, cool. They feel like his arm's better. They feel like he could be like that type. Like, ooh, he can make big plays and come out of nowhere. You know how Eli did? You'd be like, Eli was to me, I love him. He's iconic to me. But to the regular people like you, the casuals, y'all think that Eli was trash. So, but you think it was lucky when he threw to Tyree, which I mean, it was low-key luck, but cool, we'll take it. And then they feel like he could do stuff like that. I promise you, I really feel like they feel that way. But I'll get rid of him in a heartbeat. I might even choose Baker over him. And that's big coming out of my mouth.
Danny Dimes is not that good. And I don't know why the Giants are trying to hold
said not that good.
I don't know why the Giants are trying to hold on to him, thinking they're going to get something out of him. It's been what, almost?
I promise you, I really feel like if I was sitting in the GM room, they probably like, oh yeah, we really feel like he's he could be better than even Eli and stuff like that. When Eli had a great defense, I will say Eli had wonderful defense.
Gettleman is keeping Jones because that's Gettleman's pick. The GM of the Giants. He picked Jones over Haskins, which RIP to him. I mean, it was a good decision at the end of the day. Yeah. But it may sound like Jones or Haskins, neither one of them were first-round QBs, and you should have just got some more help on other stuff, get more depth on other ways. Kind of like what they did this year, getting on Kavion. I can't say his last name, but I think Kavion was a very good pick when they could have probably went for a quarterback maybe later on, and Kenny Small Hands Pickett and Malik Willis, but they were smart by getting Kavion, and he's making a difference. Now, this QB class coming up, I don't think is strong as people think it is. Okay. Bryce,
Oh, excuse me, excuse me, Luck Stockton. Let me tell you something. He's an icon to us. We love him. So be nice. But wait, talk about what you was about to say about Saquon. You said this thing about Saquon. Please speak nicely on Saquon, but go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Saquon is good, but are you gonna give him a bunch of money? Think about it. What the Rams did with Gurley. They gave Gurley all that money, and he turned into nothing because Gurley's knees went out. Running backs don't last that long. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
I tell fathers now, tell your kid not to be a running back if you want to make professional, because he's not going to last that long. Because running backs don't last that long. You don't have the Frank Gores, the Adrian Petersons, or like that anymore.
You need them to be a kicker, because kickers last till they're 100.
Yeah, but kicker's a stressful job, boy. You miss one kick, boy.
They be stressed.
Done. But the Giants are now running into a problem because it's time for Saquon to get paid. Now, do you pay Saquon, or do you save the money to get more depth? Do you save the money to get a QB? Do you save the money to go get Jimmy G, maybe? You know what I'm saying? Because
I'll take any of them.
Because they have to stick up, because Philly is on the up and up, and Philly got 2 first-round picks. One is going to be in the top 10 possibly next year, which is the Saints pick. The Cowboys, given what you think about Dak Prescott and the offense, they're on the up and up. They got a good young quarterback. Yeah. Tony Pollard's a good young running back, veteran with Zeke. You hope CD Lamb turns into something. I think CD Lamb did decent this year. But
is he top 10 wide receiver? I think we talked about that last year. I mean, last year. I guess. He's like in the far end.
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams.
He's like number 8 or 9.
I'm trying to think. You got them for. Who am I missing? Debo? Is he better than Debo? Do you even count Debo as a receiver?
Some people don't. I think he's just a freak of nature. I think he's just a great he's a football player. I don't think he has like a legit I don't think he has like a stick, like a wireless, like a stamp on him or whatever. Do you think Dak gets treated unfairly? Let me ask you this, because some people feel like he is treated unfairly. First off, he plays for the so-called America's team, so I don't think he do. That's just the way it comes. That's just what comes with it. But do you feel like he gets treated unfairly? Because that's a question I get a lot.
No, I won't say it's tough to say, because then we're going to get in the conversation that a lot of black quarterbacks are judged differently. Because I think this chatter about Jalen Hurts, I mean, no one's going to say that about an Eli Manning. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. But I will say the interception was not his fault. That pick 6 was not his fault. That was a good throw to the receiver. He dropped it. It was returned for interception.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think he's judged fairly so far.
It's just because he's playing for America's team. If he was playing for it was playing for the Cardinals or something, no one would give a darn. I'm just being honest.
Everybody keeps thinking Kyler Murray's good, and I keep telling y'all I don't think Kyler Murray's good. Don't get it twisted. He's talented. He's extremely talented, but he should have played baseball. We're about to see the real Kyler Murray.
Well, he's hurt now. He's done.
That's what I'm saying. He said he'll be back next year, but I think Uncle Cliff Kingsbury is not going to be back next season. I think he will be terminated after this year. I'll be shocked if they keep him. He hasn't turned into anything, and he shouldn't have been the coach of Arizona anyway, because he was trash at Texas Tech. Like he didn't do anything at Texas Tech.
Oh, he coached Patty, right? He coached Patty.
Yeah. To me, that's the biggest indictment of him. No one knew who Pat Mahomes was really till he got to the NFL, and now the question is, well, why didn't you succeed with him at Texas Tech?
Well, you got to look at. We need to know who was around Patty. He probably didn't have a great. He probably didn't have a great offensive line. Well, I don't know, because in the NFL, his offensive line in the NFL is not that good either. So I can't blame that. I don't know who he was throwing to though. But I don't know. He usually makes anyone look good. So it's kind of, especially when we look at him in the NFL, he makes anyone look good. So it's like
exactly. So but that's my lead for the NFC. I think it's out of Philly and Dallas. On the AFC, I think the AFC is just absolutely wide open. I wouldn't.
Yeah, the AFC is nice.
I
think the Bills might make
I wouldn't sleep on the Chargers. I wouldn't sleep on the Bengals. The Bengals are on fire right now, to the point Joe Burrow, I think, is in the conversation for MVP.
He's not, but okay.
Of course, you still got Kansas City. You still got Buffalo.
I like Joseph though. I like Joseph Burrow. He's good.
That's Joe too, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, I know a lot of people saying, "Wow, I can't believe you give Joe Burrow credit," because I was one of them people that was like, "Joe Burrow ain't gonna."
Nah, he's one of them. He's one of them. But he just need an offensive line. They're not gonna win nothing. He needs an offensive line. His offensive line is gonna let him down. Hopefully he don't get hurt anytime soon. Knock on wood. I'm knocking on some wood. It's fake wood, but I'm knocking on wood. But because he doesn't have a great offensive line, and the way he plays, I just really feel like he needs a good one.
So would you take Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert?
I'm taking Justin Herbert. Just because of his talent alone. I know Joe Burrow's talented, but Justin's talent to me is like he has it's up there with Patty.
Justin Herbert, my problem is that's all I keep hearing people saying. Talent.
I know.
Who I heard about had talent.
Phillip Rivers.
Not only just him, I'm about to go real old school. Jeff George.
Who?
Jeff George.
I'm not gonna hold you. Let me look him up.
A lot of my old school people probably know about Jeff George. Jeff George probably had one of the most talented arms in NFL.
Well, Andrew Luck too. Andrew Luck was very talented too.
I mean, Andrew Luck was talented. His body just couldn't take all that.
Because his offensive line was trash. He kept on getting hit.
Very true.
He kept on getting hit. He was like, "I'm out of here. I'm trying to see my family in 5 years. I'm not trying to die." So,
I mean, when the man said he couldn't pick up a 2-pound weight over his shoulder, that's when you know it's time to go. It's a wrap.
And Tua too. They need to just let Tua. I know they want to win, but they might as well let Tua just rest. I'm scared for him.
Yeah.
And it's something that they're not telling us, in my opinion.
With Tua, Miami had an easy schedule, I believe, earlier on in the season, and now the schedule's starting to get tough, and that's why Tua is now seen. Now, part of this, I think, is on Mike McDaniel, because
they're still playing well, though. They're not playing like buns, though. They're okay.
They have lost, I believe, the last 3 games. I know they lost this week. They lost last week against the Chargers. When
they did.
They should have been running down their throat, but they're trying to pass the ball. And I feel like Mike McDaniel's trying to prove something with Tua. And I think teams are – because the one thing the Chargers did against Miami that I think was a lot of teams were scared to do, but it's the best way to stop them, is they were doing bump and run with Waddle and Hill. And when they were bumping them off, Tua is a timing guy. We've known this since college. Go back to that Alabama and Clemson game. The reason why Clemson made him look so confused, if you watch, Tua already knows where he wants to throw. It's just a timing thing. He times. Clemson, what they started doing is they showed one defense, and then they were switching it around, confusing him, and that's why he was throwing all them interceptions. He still has that problem in NFL where I think in his head, he already knows where he wants to go. And if you throw that timing off, you throw him off. On top of that, once them fast guys start getting way down the field, he doesn't have the arm strength to get it out there. So I don't trust Miami. I wish I
had some tea. I wish I really had some tea around me, because I'm just really annoyed that people really thought, even though Tyreek is just great, but Tyreek to me, I think he's going to regret leaving Kansas City. It's not now, because he's having a good season and they're decent, and they're decent. But in about 2 years, he's gonna be like, well, maybe I should have stayed with Kansas City. That's just my opinion, though.
I think if he was to say that, it was because championship-wise, because I just don't think Miami has a chance.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. But he wanted that guap. And I don't blame him. Like my dad always says, Harold Lamar Pitts Jr., he told me, Jessica, I believe in you getting your money.
Yeah.
Just go get your money. You only play a good, especially in football, a solid 10, maybe 10 years. And you need to get your money. That's what I mean. And especially if you're like a wide receiver, running back, get your money. And I feel like he did the right thing getting his money, because Kansas City couldn't pay him that much. And he's like, I need to feed my family and blah, blah, blah. Even though he would have got some money compared to what I have, I would have took that money. But he's a football player, and he's like, look, I'm going to get the most.
What happened with the Tyreek Hill situation was this. He saw the money Devontae Adams got. He saw the money. I think D-Boy got his money by then.
Yeah.
He got his money, right? And so he went to Kansas City with a number. And Kansas City looked like, nah, we ain't paying that much. It ain't that they didn't have the money. They wasn't planning to pay him that much. And they was like, we'll find a team that pay that much, and end up being Miami. And I feel like, in the NFL, you got to get your bag. You know, it's about championships. It's about winning.
All the sports, but definitely NFL.
But definitely NFL, because one hit changes anything. Changes everything. I mean,
I agree.
I'm of the age who remembers Robert Edwards playing a beach flag football game and ripping his knee in shreds after a great rookie year, and we never heard of him again. He just disappeared.
That's terrible.
You know what I'm saying? So, and let's with that, before we go on, wrap this up before we go to the NBA talk. So who do you think right now, if the season ended right now, who would be the two teams representing the AFC and the NFC in the Super Bowl?
I'm going to go with Kansas City, the AFC. NFC, I'm going to go with a safe pick. I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think the Eagles have enough because I think Jalen Hurts will play, and I think he's still going to play great. And with the way that they're built, he don't even have to play that great, which actually makes Patty Mahomes MVP go even higher. I feel like if they was put in a decent quarterback, they'll be trash. So that's just my opinion. So that's how I feel about that. Also, one more question before we go away, unless you have something to jump on. Go ahead. But who else was with Baker? Was it Deshaun Watson? And I think he was in that draft too.
Baker was in the Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
There we go. I knew it was
Baker, Josh. I think it was Baker first was the first QB. Then it was Darnold was the third pick.
Yeah.
Rosen was either between Darnold and Allen, or he was after Allen.
And then it was
Lamar was the last pick in the first round.
Yeah,
that's why I said the Giants. I mean, I understand the Saquon pick, but let me ask you something: would you take Saquon or Josh Allen right now?
Okay, I'll say Josh Allen.
Thank you. That's the problem.
But that's only because of his position. That's only because of his position.
That is the problem with the running back position. Saquon, we're not saying he's bad at all. Saquon is good. He is a very talented running back. But you need a QB to win. And you had Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson sitting right there for you. You know, and you took Saquon, and you still got a QB problem. And see, now the QB problem comes into an issue when you go in the playoffs, you're playing against Jalen Hurts or a Dak Prescott or possibly a Tom Brady because the NFC South is so trash. Someone has to win that division. It's probably going to be Tom Brady.
It's trash. I was telling my husband yesterday, I was like, look how trash our division is. And I laughed.
The NFC South is, man, it's crazy because the NFC South used to be so scary back in the days when the Falcons was doing good, the Saints doing good. You couldn't sleep on the Bucs. You had Cam Newton at the Panthers, and now literally the worst division in the NFL. And I'll say my quick little picks before we switch to the NBA talk. I got Philly and I got Buffalo for the Super Bowl. Hey man,
not you choosing Josh.
Yeah, Josh Allen. And I was someone who did not believe in Josh Allen, but I am absolutely believing now.
Okay, let's see if Joshua would do his thing in the playoffs.
Let's see.
With Stephon. Okay.
So switching talk though, let's get to this NBA talk, and we got the NBA Christmas. Well, we know Christmas is coming up, and you got the NBA Christmas game.
This time.
Yep.
NBA.
So we got.
Christmas
let me see.
games.
I'm pulling up the schedule just to make sure I got them right. So on Christmas, you got 76ers, Knicks, Lakers, Mavericks, Milwaukee, Boston, Memphis, Golden State, Philadelphia, and Denver. Which one of these 5 games are you excited about?
Well, I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to pick my Knickerbockers with my 76ers. No, sorry, not with mine. Sorry, I don't have both. With my Knickerbockers. They might get killed, but at the end of the day, my Knicks are looking good. We won like 7 in a row. We out here balling on folks. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you've been watching it.
They got Philly. That'll be a good one. They ain't gonna have nobody for Joel Embiid, but you know.
No one has nothing for Joel Embiid. Well, I mean, no, not even Jokic. And I like Jokic better.
Nah, yeah. I like Jokic, but Joel Embiid would probably.
That's another discussion because people. that's another discussion because people love to say Embiid is so much better, but
I'll
I
never
don't
say
think he's
so much better. I can go 1A,
maybe
1B.
more dominant.
I think if B takes the lead because of his defense, but that's pretty much it.
Pretty much. But yeah, I picked that. Oh, who are the Bucks going against? Wait, no, it's probably the Mavs. It's the Mavs versus Lakers.
I was surprised you didn't pick the Bucks in the light skinned Mamba, as y'all like to call him, Mr. Jason Tatum.
Oh, my bad. I'm just playing. Not with the
y'all
SFA.
favorite,
No,
y'all
my
want him
bad.
to win MVP so bad.
I mean, they lost the last. They're 1-3 or 1-4 the last 5 games or something. They're not. But as a collective group, they're not playing all that well. But it's okay. This is good that this is the time to do that, because I feel like by All-Star break they're going to be fine. So this is okay. Let them go ahead and have a moment.
It's still too early right now in the NBA. We're just in December. To me, like I said, I think we both said the NBA really don't get started after the All-Star break, to be honest.
Yeah, that's when they really
start.
That's when I judge teams.
That's when you really have to judge teams MVP. For me, I am excited about the Milwaukee-Boston game. Tatum versus Giannis. That's a good one.
I think Luka versus LeBron is more entertaining, personally. I think that's going to be more entertaining. Especially since AD's not playing, and yeah, so then it'd be like playing field. I'm sorry, oops, my bad, Westbrook. Westbrook, you are still a superstar. And I'm not going to disrespect Westbrook no more. I know I was disrespecting him, but he's playing great. He found his niche with the Lakers.
First of all, let's talk about AD. How the hell you sprain your ankle in midair? That's all I got a question. How do you sprain your ankle in midair? Anthony Davis, and I hate it because I was just Luck Stockton, who was commenting about Eli Manning. I was commenting about him and telling him that I think Anthony Davis should be the MVP. And he was like, well, Anthony Davis can't stay healthy. And I was like, he's going to stay healthy this year. And what happens the very next week? He sprains his ankle in midair. So Anthony Davis has to be the most made out of glass NBA player I ever seen, because I've never seen anybody so talented. And I wish I was a doctor, because maybe I wonder his quick growth spurt in high school. I wonder if that affected his body differently. Probably. That's why he gets hurt, because the man was balling out. You jump for an air, your ankle turned just a little bit, and you sprain your ankle. That is a injured-prone dude, and he better kiss the gods that he won that bubble championship, because we will be talking about his legacy different. Him winning that bubble championship for the Lakers changed.
Give him some credit. They won it. Don't be skip.
No, I'm not going to be skip. I'm going to give it. That was a legit championship. I'm not one of the people who are like, oh, they won a bubble, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not going to say that. But
I mean, it happened in the bubble. We understand that. But yeah, we're going to give him that credit.
If he don't win that championship, I don't think he makes top 75. I don't think we're talking about him.
We wouldn't.
And to be honest, after he won that bubble championship, what did Giannis do? We all thought, oh, this is AD and this is Giannis. And then Giannis just steady got better.
I want to say this, though. Giannis could stay healthy, so that's always going to be number one. That's always going to be the reasoning for me. Then number two, also, you have to think about the fact that situations are huge. And at Milwaukee, they just knew how to put a great team around Giannis. I feel like they knew what to put around him to make him succeed. Whereas in New Orleans, let's start with New Orleans, they try. Well, first off, because stay healthy. So again, that's always going to go back to that. Yep. Then number two, I feel like they didn't put the right pieces around AD. No, in my opinion. But I will say this, that if people don't like when I bring this up, but it's true that Western Conference, that's when Golden State had KD. Mm-hmm. The West was just, especially now the East is coming up, but the West at that time was bananas. Mm-hmm. So, and he needed to have, and he didn't have another star. Mm-hmm. At least Giannis has Middleton. I'm just saying, like, at least I'm just saying he has an all-star with him. And even Giannis helped Middleton become they helping each other. I'm just saying, AD has never. I know he had Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Drew Holiday before, but then I think Cousins tore his Achilles that year.
See, that's he had Drew Holiday, and now Giannis had Drew Holiday, and Drew Holiday helped him win the championship. With he helped Giannis help Giannis win the championship, and he couldn't help AD, but it just seems like Giannis, everything was perfect for Giannis. Whereas the toe of KD, that helped. And then also next, I know Trey was out. You know, you always said the Hawks would, let's bring that up. The Hawks would have won championship. You said if that referee wasn't in the way. But anywho, so that and then the one, but who did Giannis and them face before the Hawks?
I believe it was Boston.
It was Boston.
Yeah, because Atlanta beat New York.
Yeah.
And I think they lost to they beat Boston in that second round.
Okay,
and they played the Hawks. Was it
Boston? And they
just weren't. It
wasn't. No, it wasn't Brooklyn. Brooklyn got knocked out by Milwaukee. So it had to be Boston, right? Or is it Miami? Well, I don't know who they went against in the second round. No, it was Miami.
You're more shocked. I think it's Miami. Was it Miami? Because I think what it was is we were shocked because that was the year the Hawks beat New York and beat Philly that year.
I know. They didn't beat Milwaukee. Didn't beat Philly. I feel like Milwaukee beat Miami.
No. Atlanta beat Philly. I remember that's the famous Ben Simmons.
No, I say Miami though. I think Milwaukee beat. I'm talking about the second round. The second, it was Miami. Yeah, because I think Miami beat Boston that year in 2009. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, so they beat Miami, and I think Giannis was just great in that. I'm trying to figure out what was the reasoning.
He was beast mode. Giannis just went crazy. He missed games against Atlanta, and Atlanta won game without him.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
I'm just saying AD hasn't had I don't think AD has had a great besides when he went with LeBron. I'm talking about
with New Orleans. The New Orleans situation. What a lot of people don't know about the New Orleans Pelicans. I don't think a lot of people know this. The New Orleans Pelicans medical staff is the same as the New Orleans Saints.
They're trash.
They're so no. The owner, Tom Benson, owns the Saints and the Pelicans, right? He's so cheap that he uses the same medical staff that he used for the Saints. He uses them for the Pelicans. Now, some people might hear that and say, well, there's just medical staff, but no, there's a difference. There's a difference between football injuries and basketball injuries.
That's true.
And that's why I think a lot, if you look through New Orleans process, and I think they just changed that because I think Zion brought that up to a fact when he started getting hurt, that the medical staff there was just not situated to handle basketball injuries. They was only situated to handle football injuries. And that was, if you look back, New Orleans has a long history of players getting hurt, and they're hurt for very long times.
Like Zion.
And that's the reason why with that. Now, with that being said, I understand why his failures happened at New Orleans. But my thing is, once you got to the Lakers, I don't want to hear that about they didn't build you a team. You got LeBron.
No. You got LeBron. That's why I said I didn't mention Lakers. I mentioned New Orleans. So I didn't even mention Lakers.
And that's why I tell people when the Lakers were down for these past 2 years and everybody was trying to blame Russell Westbrook, it was not Russell Westbrook's fault because Russell Westbrook was supposed to be the third option, not the second option. It always supposed to be AD, LeBron, and Westbrook. Once AD gets hurt, you force a 37, 38, or 39 LeBron to pull out young LeBron, and you ask for Westbrook to pull young Westbrook. You see, when Anthony Davis started balling, the Lakers did great. They were winning when he's balling. So Anthony Davis, I mean, I hate to be like that, but the man just got to stay healthy, and I don't believe he can. And I have been saying this since last year, that I believe the Lakers should just really blow the team off. Trade AD for what you can get. I know my brother is probably listening to this. Shout out to you, Bobby Guyton. You're probably going to cuss me out after this podcast. Trade LeBron James. Start over. Understand you're going to have some bad years, but develop it. And that was the difference between what you were saying with Milwaukee and AD at the Lakers is Milwaukee took their time. They got Giannis.
That was another
They got Middleton in the second round. They wasn't great. In fact, everybody remember, Milwaukee was supposed to be Jabari Parker's team. Everybody remember Jabari Parker. Giannis got there and took over, and they slowly build it. But see, the problem with the Lakers is always win now. They can't be patient. That's why they did the stupid trade. I mean, I understand the trade for Anthony Davis, and you won a championship, but you gave away a lot of pieces. When honestly, you probably could have just waited. He was coming to you anyway. He was coming.
He was
coming to you anyway. Everybody knew he wanted to go. He wasn't going to Boston. His dad already said he didn't want him to play in Boston. He was going to play for the Lakers. You could have waited. Probably could have got rid of Kuzma later, and maybe got something more better for Brandon Ingram. But you got to keep. I think Lonzo Ball was a big loss.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's been injured. He's injury prone too. So
True.
I don't know if that would have made a big deal, to be honest with you. But yeah.
So, but I mean, just Anthony Davis has got to. I don't know what he got to do.
Westbrook got to make layups though. Westbrook should have been making his layups and dunks. I'm just saying. Last year, I'm not talking about this year. He better. Last year he was out here airballing layups.
You're gonna get from Westbrook. You're gonna get what you're gonna get from Westbrook. All right, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. And honestly, Westbrook never works with stars. Westbrook, you got to surround him with shooters.
He's going to give you effort though. He's going to give you effort, and that's something I will always respect from him, because not all these young, even these,
you
even
can't
when he was young.
OKC Thunder Westbrook. It's amazing he's still able to play at this speed and athleticism at this age, because typically players like him break down. But
that's why I say Ja's going to be just fine. Ja's going to be just fine. Shout out to Ja Morant, future MVP of the league.
I hope Ja gets. I tell people, and fun fact for all y'all listening, we're going to have a versus where we're going to talk about old school, new school, and one of them is going to be Ja Morant versus Steve Francis, who Steve Francis is another hyper-athletic player that once those skills started to erode, he was nobody no more. He couldn't do it no more. Yeah. And that's what happens with young athletic players. It happened with Derrick Rose. It happened with Iverson. When Iverson went to Denver, the athleticism started going, and you ain't nothing but a short player. Baron Davis is another one. It's just too many to list. And Ja has a very reckless style. He does. He's not that very big. He's very reckless. I hope he stays healthy, and I wish he stopped that fake act like he hood mentality, but that's another discussion. But that's what happens to these players. The knees go, the body goes, and then you're nothing but a short player.
I mean, let me just say this. I mean, I feel like with Derrick Rose, though, that might have been Thomas Thibodeau's fault, because
absolutely.
But you know, that's what I tried to say. But people be out here saying I'm disrespecting Thomas, but and respecting him for helping doing my Knicks justice and all that. But I don't like how he had.
I mean, Thomas Thibodeau is known for burning his players out, and in the game he got hurt. People forget he had no business. Chicago,
that's what I just said. That's what I said. That was Thomas Thibodeau's fault.
But that also comes from Tom Thibodeau is known for hard practices, hard defense, working hard. I mean, it wasn't just Derrick Rose he ruined. Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, all of them left him with bad knees because of all that pressure he puts on them. So, and I hate it because this generation here don't know how good Derrick Rose was. I will sit here and say to all you LeBron fans again, Derrick Rose don't get hurt. I think Miami don't win nearly as many championships. I think they would have gave them a run because they had no answer for Derrick Rose. Miami didn't. They put Mario Chalmers on here, and that was chopped liver. You know, if you're gonna put LeBron on him, then you got nobody on Noah and Luol Deng and all them. They would have succeeded. But
no, Derrick Rose was the guy.
Yeah, he's gonna be like Penny and Grant Hill, Brandon Roy, players that were really good that bodies just broke down. They couldn't be anything. But with that being said,
but shout out to him being on my Knicks, still giving us, a solid,
How far do you think your Knicks gonna go? How far do you think your Knicks gonna go?
I think we're gonna go to the second round. I'm not gonna be like Tracy McGrady and be not Tracy McGrady. Tracy, what's the funny dude? I forgot his name. He's a big Nick. There you go. He's a big Knick fan. Yes, him. I'm not gonna be Tracy Morgan and Spike Lee and say we're winning the championship. I'm not one of those. I'm like Stephen A, where I know what's real. I know what's reality. We're not winning one within the next 10 years. And that's just my opinion, because our owner is Buns. And that's number one. He's Buns. Number two, I mean, at the end of the day, no one really wants to come to the Knicks because I heard a lot of players don't like playing for Tom Thibodeau as one of the reasons why.
And James Dolan.
For what you're saying. Like I just said, our owner is Buns, and he won't sell the team because his pride. But he's terrible, and that's just the way it goes. But
I mean, the Knicks, y'all is really bad luck. Like I said, no superstar wants to come there. And then I don't know what happened with the Donovan Mitchell trade.
No, this is what happened, because just like people want the Lake. I know what happened. They want the Lakers. Like I'm gonna use the Lakers as an example. Excuse me. They want, like, from the Lakers, they want everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like from the Knicks, same thing. Even though we have won anything forever, they want everything from us because we're New York, and that's just the way it is. They wanted. They didn't just want picks. They wanted.
Yeah.
They wanted quickly. They wanted RJ. They wanted They wanted I think one team wanted Julius Randle. They wanted everyone, and we're like, calm down, bro. Like, can we just give you 2 of our players and all our picks? Because we had like 8 picks. We was willing to give them all those picks.
You know why though?
Why?
They fleeced Minnesota for that Rudy Gobert trade.
I know, and that was the thing. I don't know why KD thought it was gonna be any different. But shout out to my boy K Dizzle, Durantula, aka Slim Reaper, whatever you want to call him. He's out here wilding, so in a good way.
Brooklyn has been playing well.
They're like what are they? 15 and 3
number 4 or number 4, number 3 in the East.
But I mean, like their winning record since Kyrie has come back. They seem, and Jock Vaughn. I just want to say, I'm sorry if you ever want to watch this, because I really was like, why? But I know now, and I see it. The players respect him. The players respect him, and we didn't need that MA. We don't need that drama. We don't need that
drama. First of all, y'all need to stop hating on Jock Vaughn, because first of all, I'm over the
like I said, I owe them an apology. That's why
Jock
Vaughn, I know he hoops.
Jock Vaughn was a beast at Kansas with Ray LaFrance.
That's what I mean.
Jock Vaughn was man.
He was pretty good. He was pretty good for his size and everything. But yeah, we didn't need MA and all that drama anyway. So I'm happy the players respect him. And he wasn't gonna bring Nia anyway, but that's another story. So yeah, they're playing well. So, but who you think is going to be at the end of the day? I know it's early. Okay. Who you think? And I just voted for my All-Stars because they said I could vote online.
Oh yeah, I got it.
But who you think is going to start for All-Star?
All-Star is going to be tough.
Especially West, because West is crazy.
West. Because there was I think Charles Barkley had said it, where he said if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not a starter,
he deserves to be in it. He has not a starter. Really? He's not going to be a starter. He's not going to be. I say he deserves to be an All-Star. He deserves to start.
If you got Steph, you got Dame.
Steph's probably not even going to play.
He might not play, but I'm just saying, Josh, Steph, Dame. De'Aaron Fox is playing like a monster with Sacramento. He's doing very well.
But their team, like at least OKC is like, I think they're in playing type of, their record's like playing right now or something.
You've been sleeping on Sacramento. Respect the beam.
I know Sacramento is doing well, and Sabonis is a beast. And I mean he's like he's trying to be his daddy. He out here getting all types of double doubles. He's out here. He's wilding out here in these streets. So look, I know Sacramento's doing that thing. Now, will it sustain because it's still early? That's yet to be seen. But Fox, I don't know if I think I would choose Shai. Or is it Shai? It's Shai.
It's Shai.
I would choose Shai.
I think he deserves to get in, but that West gonna be tough. So we'll start off with the East. Of course, it's gonna be your boy Tatum. It's gonna start.
That's the 3. It's going to be the 3. Oh, shoot. I forgot, though. Don't they do the whole, like, whoever gets the most votes and then they got to pick the team?
Yeah. So we're going to pick but they still pick the 10 starters. That's the family.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, and it doesn't matter. So it's not broken to East and West. They just they pick top 5 from the East, top 5 from the West.
So Tatum, Giannis.
I think Tatum, Giannis, would be the East front court. Back court. I mean, you're gonna laugh. Jaylen Brown should be in there, but
he's not gonna get picked. But I'm just playing. He's getting picked, but I don't know if he's gonna be chosen. He's not gonna be chosen as a starter.
Before we move to the next one, actually, Mrs. KD, KD's not gonna start over Giannis.
Oh, first off, I said KD. You out here disrespecting Kevin Wayne Durant. Kevin Wayne Durant will be. It was like this last year. I don't know if you remember. KD was voted for the past. When he's healthy, he's been voted number 1 over Giannis. I don't know why people acting like people don't like him.
Now you gotta vote. Embiid, Tatum.
I'm voting. I don't give a darn. KD, Giannis, Tatum. Those are my 3. Yep, I'm taking out Embiid. Boom. Y'all can be mad at me all you want to. Giannis could play the 5. So boom. I mean, Giannis can play 5. And then my 2 up there is going to be not up there. My 2 backcourt is going to be who did I choose? Did I choose Trey?
Trey been having a bad
Oh Lord. Yeah, I was like, I'm trying to figure out, did I choose now for All-Star? For All-Star, he's gonna hoop. So I know so people, that's what people want to see, but I know we're supposed to reward greatness. So who did I choose? I need to go back and look. But I think I did. Oh, there you go. I chose Kyrie because Kyrie been hooping. And then who I guess I chose Trey. No, I chose Donovan Mitchell because he's been playing great.
I was about to ask. To me, I like Trey, and this is gonna be discussion for another day that we need to have. Trey and Luka need to take some of the blame for their 2 teams' struggle, in my eyes, and we'll get to that later. But Trey has not been having a good season, in my eyes. He should have a better season. If I was to vote, it would, me personally, it's so tough.
And you don't want to say it, but I know you would. I know you don't want to say it.
It'll be Kyrie and Donovan Mitchell, even though I want to put Jalen over Donovan Mitchell so bad.
Nah, Donovan's been hooping. Donovan, I know your boy Jalen been hooping too.
Donovan has been hooping. Donovan has really been hooping. I think he deserves. But my boy Jalen better get in, or I'm a riot.
So he's going to be a reserve thingy.
That's cool, as long as he get in.
And Darius Garland is probably going to be voted in.
Yeah, Darius Garland is another one.
I think respectfully, Trey will get in, but I think it's going to be tough. It's going
Do you think Murray gets in?
Devontae? Sorry, how you say his name?
Don't give me. That's why I said Murray.
And I really like him. I love his game.
That's why I said Murray.
Love his game so much. I would love for him to be in it, but I don't think he is.
Okay. So in the West, I got Zion. I definitely think Zion should get in the front court.
Jokic, of course.
First of all, Jokic with the 27 rebound game. Jesus.
He's the best big in the league.
Do you think LeBron gets in? I think LeBron's gonna get in just because it's LeBron and everybody gonna vote him in.
Hello, he's gonna be the number. Because I was gonna say Steph is very popular too, but it's gonna be LeBron.
It's probably LeBron.
He's gonna be voted the most.
Yeah.
Like the top person in the West again. So
yeah.
So now, I guess LeBron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not I guess. I'm not gonna do y'all LeBron lovers. One day there's gonna be LeBron lovers watching this, and they're gonna be like, "How dare I?"
Oh, they gonna want to play. I mean, we already got one. Like I said, my brother is one. Shout out to him. But and I think down in the backcourt is supposed to be, to me, John Steph, with Steph being hurt.
I chose John Luka.
I would say John Luka. Oh shoot, I forgot about Luka. Oh, that West is tough. See, that's another reason why I said Shea gonna have a problem. Because you got Luka,
but see, I didn't even vote Steph. I didn't even vote Steph as my top 5, and that's crazy, isn't it? But right now, I know, but John Luka has been it.
Hold on, I'm gonna give you another name.
But he's gonna be voted though.
Devin Booker.
He's gonna be in by what's it called, by the coaches and stuff. I promise you.
Well, but this is our question. This is about, we know they're gonna get in as a reserve. What are you picking as starts? Because I forgot about Devin Booker.
I chose all the people I chose.
De'Aaron Fox. You got Luka. You got Steph. You got Ja. You got Shea. Like, come on. Like, who you gonna pick in the backcourt? Because Luka, I think Luka's gonna get in. You know, I'm gonna go John Luka. And the only reason why I think Luka's gonna get in is because Steph is hurt, and I think people are gonna stop voting for him because he's hurt.
Luka's too loved. Luka is like a godsend, and I'm not to me, but to be. He's gonna, when LeBron is all gone within the next 5 years. You know, he says he's gonna play forever. Cool, but Luka is gonna be voted as the most popular person. I think he's gonna take.
You know who's leading Ja in 5 years? It's gonna be Anthony Edwards. Hey, but I'm gonna say this: did you watch Minnesota play?
I watch them play when they're on.
Rudy Gobert and Cat been hurt. Anthony Edwards has been absolutely balling. Okay,
he's gifted. I'm not shocked.
He's extremely.
I know.
Gifted.
I told trash to you.
I did tell you that, and he's proven that. Right.
He's what?
He's better than LaMelo Ball. Remember, we was having this discussion.
No.
I'm not. You don't want
I'm not going to say it because at the end of the day, LaMelo's he just came back and he's been averaging great numbers, by the way. But it's too late. But it's too late now because he's been out most of the season, and now they're like 9 and 28. So it don't even matter.
Being healthy is part of being the best. Anthony Edwards is best.
That is very true. So that's why I want you to stop talking about Kawhi because I'm tired of this. I really am. He doesn't play.
All right. I'm glad you said Kawhi because now, that's another one we forgot about the Clippers. But let's get to this. Let's get to what we call old school versus new school versus. And I'm going to start off with this one since you said Kawhi. Who would you rather take? Old school, which is Scottie Pippen, who played for the Bulls, the Rockets, and the Blazers. I believe he finished off with the Blazers. Or Kawhi Leonard,
who played for the Spurs, the Raptors.
And now the Clippers. Who would you take, Scottie Pippen or Kawhi?
Please share, comment, subscribe, tell us because this is when it gets cray cray. Exactly. But let me tell you this. I will, all jokes aside, I will choose Kawhi.
Okay.
And I know you agree. So
I'm going to agree, and then I'm going to hit you with a shocker. The reason why I agree is because Scottie Pippen is one of the most overrated players in the NBA. Point blank. He is. He absolutely is. He's
I don't have
great.
no tea. I don't have no tea near me.
He is great. Do not get it twisted. I don't have him in my top 5.
Is he a top 50 player? Not you thinking with the head and the eyes going back.
I'll say he's one. I'll give him. He's one. I'll give it to him. He's one.
Oh my God.
But I'm about to have him. Scottie, people like to give Scottie a lot of credit. And don't get it twisted. He is very talented. He had that 1 year when Jordan retired where he was putting up basically LeBron James
numbers. He was
top
5 in MVP too.
But then, again, I'm sorry. Detroit, the headache game, the crying about Tony Kukoc getting the shot. And I mean, when you look at his playoff stats compared to Jordan, man, Scottie was just a role player. That's all he really was.
People's argument is that he would have done Jordan numbers if Jordan wasn't playing. That's what people argue.
Absolutely false. That is absolutely false. Absolutely false. I can't believe people saying that. That is absolutely false. Scottie Pippen is a very good to great player. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, yes. I will say he deserves to be in the top 50 because I will say he's lucky to be a top 10 small forward because a lot of players got hurt. Okay, let's just say that. Because I would put Grant Hill ahead of him if he wouldn't have got hurt. But to me,
I would too.
He was not a game changer. I think honestly, you could.
He just complimented Jordan. He just complimented Jordan so well.
He just complimented Jordan. And he just played his role. He was a very good role player. To me, there's no difference between Dennis Rodman and Scottie. That's what it was.
That's respect.
Dennis Rodman was a rebounder, defender. Scottie was a defender, and he'd get you a couple of points and play point guard. Scottie was the reason why they didn't need a true point guard. People forget that the Last Dance Bulls was 6'6" Ron Harper, 6'6" Michael Jordan, 6'8" Scottie Pippen, 6'10" Dennis Rodman, and a 7-foot Luke Longley or Bill Winnington, right? So they was tall and long.
That's
they
true.
were. But because when Scottie had that one great year in Chicago. But what happened when he went to Houston? What happened when he went to Portland?
He wasn't. Well, I will say this. I mean, he got his money or whatever in Houston, and it just seemed like the whole team around didn't just suit him. If you look at the roster, it just didn't suit him right. And then Charles was done. He should have been retired. Even he says that.
I think Hakeem Olajuwon was done too.
Yeah, he was done too. Like it just wasn't the same for him. And now at Portland, he had a chance because that Portland team was pretty good. But I mean, no one was beating Shaq around that time. I'm sorry. So it is. So I mean, that's not Scotty's fault. Like it's just Shaquille was just out of Shaq was just out of this world.
No, I get you, but they still blew that 25-point lead.
They did, and then they had the Kobe do the thing with the thing, and then
Yep. They blew that 25-point lead.
Shaq did the and then
25-point lead. I remember. I hated the Lakers.
Because you were mad.
I hated the Lakers back in the days. I will say I hated Kobe Bryant back in the days. I respect his talent and all that, but I hated Kobe, and I wanted them to lose so bad. And they
were too good. And Pretty Ricky, that was like, you asked my dad, that was my husband. Rick Fox was hubby when I was 10.
Wow. Rick Clark over here getting beat up by Jackie Christie.
Jackie don't play. But that's for another time.
All right, so we both agree we'll go Kawhi over Scott.
We'll go Kawhi. Kawhi is proven.
All right, so next, I got another good one. Isaiah Thomas versus Chris Paul.
I'm going to go Isaiah only because I want to say he was more complete, but Chris Paul is pretty complete. He just can't finish. And I mean...
Can't win the championship. Can't win.
I mean, that's just the way it is. And people feel like Isaiah Thomas just beats up on people. No, he had everyone else beating up for him. He wasn't doing it. So I need people to understand that doesn't make sense. Give Isaiah his credit. Now, do I think he was out here like how he did the big cheese? Mm-hmm. How he did the big cheese was wrong. And he gonna act like that's just my opinion. I think he acting like no, he just wasn't right for us. No, you wanted him gone, boo. Like, just be real. But as a player, yeah, I'm gonna pick Zeke is top 3 point guard ever for me. So
okay. I'll say this. Zeke is another one that I think is criminally underrated.
I don't think he's underrated. People just don't like him.
I say he's underrated because when we talk about the 80s and the 90s, we always say Magic, Bird, and Jordan. Well, guess who beat all 3 of them?
He has the best record.
Like,
I know this, so I'm good. That's what I say. He's top 3 point guard ever. He might be number 2. I know where you put.
Well, see, put
Steph.
I always said the tough thing about point guard is this, and I think we had a conversation about this. How can you really gauge a Chris Paul versus Steph? They both play different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't do it.
And then you got Oscar. Oscar Robertson is the guy that a lot of people don't know what to do with because we don't have no record or ever seen him playing. You know, you see little grainy clips like that. All we do is we just hear how good he is. And that's a lot of people out here put Magic, Oscar, and then they go Steph. You know what I'm saying? I would go Magic, Oscar, Isaiah, and Steph to me is tied at 3.
Magic, Oscar, and who?
And then Steph.
And then
Steph and CP3, not CP3, but Steph and Isaiah Thomas to me. And the only reason why I put Steph up there is the man is the greatest shooter of all time. Of all time. And he did change the game and he won championships. Isaiah did more with less than Steph.
That's why I've always put Isaiah. I'm sorry, that's like big for me. So that's why LeBron is so high. Like, that's why LeBron's number 2 to people, like, or number 1. Excuse me. A lot of people consider number 1, but like number 2. I'm just talking to our people. I know we don't, but I'm talking to the people. So a lot of people put him number 1, but for sure he's at least number 2 for sure.
I got him number 2.
And then he done less. And he done more or less. It is what it is. I mean, his record is not the best, but he does more or less. So you have to respect that. But that's what Isaiah is to me versus like Steph and who else? I love Jason Kidd. I'm a big Jason Kidd.
Yeah, Jason. You got Jason Kidd, Gary Payton.
My husband loved Gary Payton, but I'm not putting him in my top 5.
Steve Nash.
Stevie. Okay, I'm not gonna think about Brooklyn. I'm not gonna think about what he did at Brooklyn.
Yeah, please let go.
So, Steven, he deserves a lot of credit. I know people talk about him as if he's not, like he wasn't one of them. He's not in my top 5, but I understand why he is in a lot of people's mind. He's definitely top 10 though. Yeah, but some people put him in their top 5. I personally don't.
Because he was a hard defender. He was a defensive liability. And he needed certain pieces around him. So when that Phoenix squad with Amari.
Oh, it was so beautiful.
Another criminal. You know, I know he just got in trouble, but I remember talking to my brother about this, I think kids don't understand how good Amari Stoudemire was.
He was so athletic. Probably the most athletic in the league when he was at the height.
He had a young Sean Marion, and he had a young Joe Johnson in the beginning. Joe Johnson was on Phoenix before he went to Atlanta.
Right.
So he had to have those pieces around him to work. But he definitely is, if you was to go passing skills, he's top 5.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Basketball
Yeah,
IQ,
that's for sure.
passing skills, he's top 5, which then makes me think about another white dude, John Stockton.
Not another
John
white dude.
Stockton's in your top 5?
But yeah, no, John Stockton is in my top 5. I'm not. A lot of people disrespect John Stockton. They feel like if he was, they feel like, oh, he had Karl Malone. Well, Karl Malone had him. Like, I mean, they just complement each other very, very well. They were in the perfect. They were in the perfect. What's it called? Jerry Sloan, was that his name? Yeah. They were in the perfect system. I mean, some things just have to work out that way. And honestly, if it wasn't for Jordan, they would have won a couple of championships. And that's just the way it goes. So yeah, John Stockton gets a lot of disrespect, even more than Zeke. So I just feel like he's definitely
top 10 point guard list one day.
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
That's gonna be tough. Yeah. So all right, so we're gonna change it up a little bit. We did 2 basketballs. We're gonna do a football, and then I got a surprise one. So we're doing football, and I think this is a great one. And actually, I'm gonna change it up. For you. I know we talked pre-show that we were doing Aaron Donald versus Lawrence Taylor. I think I got a better one. Aaron Donald versus Reggie.
I knew it. Oh, we great minds thinking alike. I knew he was God. I know LT is a god to a lot of people.
He is.
And he's arguably probably probably the greatest defensive player up there with Prime.
Hold up.
Up there with Prime. I said arguably.
Because that's why I think people sleep on how good Reggie White was.
I know he was a God-fearing man, which I really respect.
Man, first of all, Reggie White, if you just pull up tapes of Reggie White, he's throwing 300-pound men like they're toys. I remember when he slung Larry Allen, one of the greatest offensive linemen in history, with one arm. Aaron Donald is great.
That's some knowledge right there.
Do not get me twisted. Aaron Donald is a great. He's probably number 2 or 3.
He has to be. He has to be though. Listen, the way they defend him and the way people are scared. That's why I'm always big. I'm big with that's the ultimate respect, by the way. But I'm saying, if you like, people are fearful of him, like how they were of LT. That's really why I brought up LT, because people were scared of him. But people are scared of Aaron Donald, and he looks like a precious little cute puppy. But at the end of the day, he's gonna hit you to smithereens, and that's what I respect of him, because he doesn't look like the type, and he's in his height. He's not the tallest player. Like at his position, they're usually a little bit bigger, and he dominates. And I watch when I watch him play, there's literally 3. Sometimes it's 2. Sometimes it's 3, like 3 of them. Like, nah, we're gonna let someone else do it. We're not gonna let you hit our quarterback. So that's why to me, he's top tier. He's on Mount Rushmore of defenders.
Oh yeah,
in football. But I know about Reggie White too, though. I actually know about him. Reggie White was a monster. Reggie White is respected. Reggie White has a lot of Reggie White. He has a lot of great stats too. Like his stats are crazy.
Reggie White hit you crazy and give you a Bible scripture after he picks you up. Like,
and that's
a great guy.
And it's not rude, but it's kind of like makes you want to like hit him, but you can't, because he just read John 3:16 to you, and you're like,
exactly.
Whoa.
He hit you and then pray for you.
Not Romans. Don't read Romans to me right now after you just broke my neck.
My argument for Aaron Donald is this, though. Aaron Donald, the position that he played is tougher than Reggie White. It's tough to get that many sacks and you're an interior D lineman, because interior D linemen are always double team.
That's what I mean.
Sometimes even triple team. And so that's my argument for Donald. I will say that. But then I want to say this, though. Honestly, I think you would have put Reggie White in an interior, he would have dominated just as much. He would have dominated just as much. That's how good Reggie White.
Aaron Donald is so quick.
He is. Donald, what he uses is quickness, and then he's probably one of the strongest players in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he uses that to dominate. And he got that trigger. You know, you need interior linemen that had that crazy trigger in their head. That's why I used to like about Ndamukong Suh. Ndamukong Suh was a good guy, but they said he was on the field. It's like a switch flipped off. You need that.
And that's why he was breaking people's. And that's why he had penalties too. That's why he had penalties.
Exactly. I mean, but Aaron Donald Aaron Donald hit a guy outside the head with the helmet during training camp. So I mean, they all got that. But for me,
They're
it's gonna be
weird for
Reggie White.
that.
I think if Reggie White plays now, it wouldn't be fair. Like Reggie
That's
White was
true.
a monster.
That's
and,
true.
He definitely was good. And for our final one, you're gonna like this one. Asia Wilson, South Carolina's own, versus Tina Thompson, the lipstick goddess in the post.
The lips, honey. It's all in the laps. But no,
who would you take though? Asia Wilson or Tina Thompson?
That is so tough. I'm the only, and I was a huge Houston Comets fan, like, because Cynthia Cooper's my, like, I know this is for discussion for another day, but she's like my goat for me, because she was the reason why I even wanted to play basketball, Cynthia Cooper. But Tina Thompson, the way I'm looking at skill now. That's really hard. The way Tina Thompson changed the game. She's honestly probably the first stretch four to really like start the whole thing. Now you see a bunch, but she was she's most likely the first, and I have to respect that. Asia's gonna like win. She's like, as far as the MVPs and all that, because Tina Thompson's never won one of them, and then defensive player of the year, Tina Thompson never won one of that. I'm gonna go with Asia. Asia just because I feel like at the end of the day, the skill level is so top tier. It's like, to me, is 1A, 1.A. I don't know. It's like they're very similar to me. But I'm gonna go with Asia just because I feel like she's just going like the stats. She's just gonna kill in stats. But I tested very similar. So it's kind of, and then Tina was part of probably the greatest, like,
that Houston Comets
in WNBA history.
That Houston Comets squad was just ridiculous. I would lean more to Asia Wilson because of that, though. Asia Wilson is the star of her team. Tina Thompson.
No, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum.
Asia Wilson runs that team. She's the star.
Okay. You got me on that one. She does run the team.
But that's her team.
Chelsea Gray is
as great as she was. That was Cynthia Cooper's team all day.
It was, and I heard Cheryl
Tina Thompson
like that.
I'll say this: she was more Scottie Pippen than Scottie Pippen was to Michael Jordan. But
you'll pick Cheryl Swoops over Scottie Pippen.
Heck yeah!
And she was basically the Scottie Pippen to Cynthia Cooper's Michael Jordan.
Get my rant started by Scottie Pippen again, okay? But and that's another thing I forgot about. They had Cheryl Swoops on the team too. So like Asia Wilson is Kelsey Plum, and then who
else? Chelsea Gray, because Chelsea Gray was a bucket, especially in that final. Chelsea Gray was out there. They call it a point guard.
Right, so you got Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray versus Tina Thompson, Cheryl Swoops, and Cynthia Cooper. They would absolutely demolish them. They were absolutely demolished.
Wait, you're saying Tina Turner? No, Tina Turner. Sorry, I love Tina Turner, by the way. Love you.
Demolished.
But Tina Thompson would demolish them.
I mean, Tina Thompson. Excuse me. I'm saying Tina Thompson. Excuse me. Tina, appreciate it. Tina Thompson.
I did. I was like, Tina Turner. I love Tina Turner, but no, Tina Thompson will demolish.
They would demolish Asia Wilson.
Especially in their prime too. And then if we're going by prime, it's as a collective group, I'm definitely gonna go lean towards the Houston Comets. But I'm gonna go. But yeah, as we know, Asia gonna probably be, if everything works out right, she's probably gonna be top 10 ever. If everything works out right.
Hey, coming later is our women's top 10.
Because women's top 10 is harder than the men.
Absolutely. Because one, if you just count WNBA stars like Lisa Leslie, Donna Taurasi, Maya Moore,
Cynthia Cooper,
Bird, Brianna Stewart, Ella Deladon. But then if you go back old school, you forget about Cheryl Miller,
and she didn't even get to play because she played with a bunch of guys, and then she messed up her knee. But that's another. So that's why she can't. If we're going by basketball in general, she's definitely top 10. But if we're going by that, if we're just doing
Nancy Lieberman is up there.
Yeah, Nancy started like Nancy is like the godmother to me. So yeah, Yeah, it's a lot. It's
a lot.
the women, and then there's more young girls that's like coming in the league that's going to probably
Oh
have
yeah,
a
because you
case.
got what's your girl name to
So
play for UConn now? What's her?
Paige, yeah,
Paige.
Paige is a problem, and then the girl from Stanford.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. And then you also got
Not Cameron, the other girl. Yeah.
I know you're talking. And then you got Aaliyah Boston, who is not a slouch.
Oh, she's a beast.
I love Aaliyah Boston's game.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's a lot, but yeah, we definitely should do that though. That would be fun. So,
all right.
But
so
now,
with that being said, now we about to switch to our next segment. You will be leading this just net with facts or nah. If the statement we say is it facts or is it nah? So start us off, Jeff.
So, will UGA repeat as champs? Facts or nah? And you hate to admit it, but go ahead and admit it.
I hate to admit it. Well, let me say this. I don't hate to admit it because one, as much as I am a Miami Hurricane fan, I will admit I'm a key Georgia Bulldogs fan. Like, I do cheer for them. I just can't stand their fans a little bit, but I do cheer for them. But this is Georgia. I don't think anyone is touching UGA.
No, like, they have Ohio State first.
They will demolish Ohio State.
They will. They will.
Ohio State even got their second best receiver is not even playing. He's skipping it to prepare for the NFL. So they're going to
not them knowing they're going to win. I'm done. But yeah, it's a fact to me, and I don't have a college football team. To anyone that wants to know, I don't really have one. I do. I mean, I kind of do, but like I don't know if I should go with them. No, I'm gonna go with Prime. Yay! Go Prime.
Oh Jesus Christ! Oh God! All these Colorado fans coming out of nowhere now. Like,
well, what do you expect? What do you expect?
My cousin, shout out to Quentin Morgan. My cousin talking about he already got his Colorado Buffaloes hat.
I was gonna get one. Shirt. I'm gonna get one, but no, I really don't have a team yet, though. I really don't. But no, I do think UGA is going to.
I'm gonna say this about UGA. UGA we about to be in the UGA era. Let me say that.
I think so too.
We about to be me as a Miami Hurricane fan. I think the early 2000s was the Miami Hurricane era. Then you had USC had their run. Then Florida had their run, and then Alabama had that crazy long run. Yeah. Mixing a little Clemson, little Ohio State in between.
Every now and again.
One, but that was Alabama's.
And Ohio State won one too, I think.
I think we're in the UGA. We're about to head in the UGA era. And as quiet as kept, there's been a lot of chatter that UGA might get Travis Hunter, speaking about Colorado, that they might end up getting Travis Hunter. From my understanding, it's a battle between UGA, Miami, USC, and Colorado. And a lot of pundits that I'm reading into are saying UGA is in the league. And if UGA gets Travis Hunter, with that recruiting class they already got coming in. Because the one thing Kirby Smart, I always said this is the thing Kirby Smart did for Georgia. Mm-hmm. I love Mark Richt. Mark Richt is a good guy, God-fearing man. And he went to Miami and helped us out too as much as he can, right?
Yeah.
Mark Richt's issue was he didn't have a handle on the recruiting in Georgia. I've always said this. Georgia, the state, yes, Miss, I know you're from New York. You might disagree with me.
No, this is my
Georgia prospect. Georgia has the best athletic prospects out of all sports. If you include basketball, football, and baseball, better than Texas, better than Florida,
Georgia
better than California. And we're probably in football 3, in my honest opinion. 3. I say we tied with Florida a little bit. And you got California and Texas.
Texas is pretty. They love football over there.
They do. They do. But what Kirby did was he closed up that recruiting in Georgia. A lot of Georgia recruits were going everywhere. Some of the most famous examples: Trevor Lawrence going to Clemson, Cam Newton, Mark Richt recruited him for a tight end. That's why he didn't go to Georgia. Missing out on Deshaun Watson, missing out on so many players. And Kirby has done figured this out, where he's like, I don't need to go to all these no man's land when the best recruits are right here in Georgia. He's got Georgia, you got Florida, you got Alabama, Louisiana, and you got South Carolina, North Carolina, and he has taken over. Where Kirby gets mainly all the great recruits in Georgia. And that's why I'm saying Georgia is about to hit a renaissance where we're about to be in the UGA era. I'm hoping Miami will pick it up. shout out to Miami with the number 3 recruiting class coming in next year, and we're in the run for Travis Hunter. But we're in the UGA era. I hate to say it like that, but we're in the era. This is going to be their run. Alabama could take it back, but I think Georgia has seemed to figure out something about Alabama, and that's
Nicholas Saban, he's going to continue to get recruits, though. They're definitely going to continue to go to Alabama.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, what you got for me next?
Will Westbrook be a Laker next season?
I'm gonna say that's a nah. I wouldn't be surprised if he get traded this year.
He's not.
But
I don't think he is.
I think he's gone by next year. Absolutely.
I think that is I think it's a nah. It's gonna take a lot.
It's gonna take a lot.
Like, I feel like they would have to make the playoffs. He played great, and then maybe they possibly have an upset, and then he plays great. And then they're like, oh, well, maybe then, because this is his last year, right? So he could go somewhere.
And it's also going to be up to, if they did keep him, it's going to be up to him not making $30 million a year.
He's going to have to. He made enough money. If I was him, I would just want to win. But he gives me Allen Iverson where he wants to play. So even when, like in Memphis, when AI was like, no, I want to start, sir, it's done. Like, that's how. Now I think Westbrook has more in the tank. I think he has another couple years, but I don't see him being a Laker next year unless LeBron and them really fight for him.
I think if they especially don't make the playoffs, I think they're gonna try to figure out how to start this thing over.
You think they're gonna really tell LeBron deuces? They're not. No, to me,
I doubt it. I think they should.
They're not though. That state would go crazy. And then also, if AD, I think AD will stay unless he has like a heart, like this injury he has now was bad, but it's not bad. If he has like a career type of, knock on wood, career like that type of injury, like a bad one, they might give him the deuces. So.
They invested so much into him and they traded so much. They're gonna give him chances.
Yeah.
But I was saying last year they should have just traded AD. Probably could have got some good first round picks and maybe some value for it and start over. Go for Wimby. Get the Wimby. You know.
If Pop, watch out. If Pop get him, if Popovich get him, I think he's gonna make him into like a superstar. Like,
let me say this. I've watched him play, and he played great, but actually recently he hasn't been playing that good. I do see some flaws in his game.
His numbers don't speak volumes. It don't speak volumes.
It don't. But I mean, European basketball, if you look at Luka's number, I think Luka was only averaging like 12 points. It's the way, I don't know why they don't average that much over there overseas. I think because the game is not as wide open as the NBA.
It's tough over there. Yeah, that's what Luka says.
Yeah, Lucas I had my best friend played overseas. He kind of said the same thing. It's a lot tougher. They play a different game than America.
And then they don't call as many fouls too. Stuff
that too. Then I think international rules, like even if the ball's above the cylinder, a center can go there and knock it.
See, that's disrespectful. I would be really upset.
Goaltending to us, but
like if my ball about to go in and you out here swiping it out, I would be really upset.
You could go up there, you could swat it. Oh, I believe
that's terrible. But so then the last one is, and I think I know where you're gonna go with this, but is Mahomes for the rest of his career, is he gonna end up getting the LeBron treatment? Whereas like we're so fascinated by his greatness that we're like, oh, it's Patty, and he probably not gonna win another. He should win every year for MVP, but he's not. Or, that type of deal. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like where he gets the treatment of, but this guy this year, like that type of thing.
I think that's facts. Unless he just has like a 60 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 6,000 yard season.
Or in this case, where Jalen Hurts is probably going to be hurt. Yeah. So then they have to give it to him.
With Jalen Hurts being hurt, I'm trying to tell you, Joe Burrow is coming up, and they're loving Joe Burrow right now. If Joe Burrow catches on fire, he probably eclipses him because I feel like they're trying to find a reason not to get Pat Mahomes the MVP.
Yeah. Because Jokic could probably, his numbers are crazy this year too, by the way. I know that's basketball.
Exactly.
But they're not going to give it to him.
They're not going to get it because he already won back to back. And it's kind of like, all right. And Jokic's issue is going to be because he doesn't have the playoff success. And I think people are going to use that against him.
Well, last year he went at least to the Western Conference. Did he go to was it the second round?
No, he lost in the first round. He lost.
No, not last year.
Yes,
no, it wasn't first round. No, let me look this up. It was not in the first round. No, it wasn't in the first round. It was second round.
Because I can tell you that the Western Conference Finals was Phoenix and Dallas.
No, they went against them in the second round. Joker won last year in the first round when no one thought they was going to win. I think they beat. I forgot who they beat.
No, it was Golden State and Dallas in the Western Conference Finals.
That's what I mean. The second round, it was Joker.
Phoenix. So who did? I know Golden State beat them. No, it was the first round. They played Golden State in the first. The reason why I can remember is because I was telling people I think Denver was going to beat Golden State in the first round, and then Golden State beat Memphis in the second round. That was the second round matchup when they played Memphis.
Really?
When Ja got hurt.
Crap.
It is. I remember because I was telling people I had Denver beating Golden State. I remember that. I was talking trash. I said they ain't had nobody for Jokic. You remember Jokic was getting mad at that game.
You did say that, but
they lost 4-1. I think they lost 4-1.
Yeah, they did. Because they weren't beating no Golden State. Not last year.
Yeah, and then Golden State went to the second round, played Memphis, and then they played Dallas in the conference final.
You're right. You are right. Okay, you got me on that one.
Yeah, because remember Dallas beat Phoenix in the second round, and then Dallas lost to Golden State in the Western Conference Finals. So, with that being said, that's it. Facts or nah?
Yeah, that ends the facts or nah, because I know we had a lengthy show today. A lot of great topics, though.
So we're gonna hit the Buzzer Rant. You said, do you have one, or is just?
I do not have one. I don't have nothing. You know, that's your specialty.
That's my specialty. We about to call it King Will at the Buzzer Rant.
King Will rant. 101.
But my rant today is, well, let me start off this. A lot of y'all might have seen the basketball player named Tyrell Terry that played for the Dallas Mavericks. He's the 31st overall pick in 2020. And he recently retired, talking about the anxiety and depression of playing in the NBA. And to me, that's where my rant is going to start. I think this is going to be a problem for a lot of kids, and not just in professional, but college and high school. And I want to contribute the most to the NIL money. Don't get it twisted. The NIL money is absolutely good for the kids, even though I tell a lot of people that's just that much piece of the real pie in college football and the money. But with the NIL and some kids in certain states can get NIL deals in high school or even in college. I think we're putting a lot of more pressure on our kids now. Now you got kids out here with Instagram and social media pages represented, and they're just like 10 years old. We're not playing the game for fun anymore. That's the problem. We're playing the game for money. We all knew when we played the game for the money is when you reach professional. But now we're playing for money up in park. You got kids worrying about their Instagram followers and their pictures in park ball. And I think this stress is going to cause a lot of kids not to like to play sports. Right now, football is down. Now, most of that's contributed to head injuries and stuff like that. But I think kids don't like to play because it's so much pressure early, where the point the kids are being burnt out. And mental health is a serious thing in the sports world. We like to act like these big, giant, athletic men are mentally strong, but no, it is tough. It is rough. You got to go on social media and someone's talking about you and talking about your family. You feel like you're letting down your family. And that's why I can understand why Tyrell Terry had decided to retire. Because in the day, once it stops being fun, what's the reason of playing it anymore? And I want my parents to hear this and understand. Let the kid have fun. Let them play sports. Let them get better. Stop putting so much pressure on them to make this NIL money and make it professional. Let them have fun, because what's happening to our kids now is they're going to college and they're going to these pros and they're being stressed out, they're being depressed, they're feeling like letdowns and failures. And we all know as athletes what happens once you start not balling anymore. All your handlers and all your hold-on people, all the people that follow you, they all go away because it was all there for the bag. So to my kids, have fun, play. If you're good, they will find you. If you good, the money will find you. And that's my At the Buzzer rant. And I thank y'all for joining us today. This is King Will with Just Net. We'll be here every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. If you did not catch today's live episode, you can definitely catch today's episode on our YouTube channel, on Twitter, and on our Instagram. I'll show you also what our YouTube channel is also. Also on your favorite podcast platform like Apple, Google, and Spotify. We'll have our podcast on our platform.
Merry Christmas. Share,
comment, and subscribe. Merry Christmas to
Happy
you.
Holidays.
Happy holidays. I hope y'all enjoy the show. Jeff, thank you. And we'll talk again next Tuesday. I'll see you later.
See ya.